Hi, in this video, I'm going to be talking about accepting support during breast cancer and its treatment. I'll talk about different kinds of support, how to ask for support, and then most important, how to accept support when you're used to being a care provider, when you're used to being the person who can do everything. Before I go on, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to this channel. We put out 3 new videos a week, so there's always new information. Let's talk first about the benefits of social support and practical support. Social support has been shown to improve survival, coping, management of side effects, and longevity, whether one has cancer or not. We are living in an epidemic of loneliness. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. What we're going to be talking about in this video is how to actually accept support that's available to you, as opposed to how to find support. I'll also cover how to work with those support people to make sure you're getting what you want, not too much and not too little. So social support is important and practical support is important. I just want to acknowledge it is really hard for many people to accept support of any sort, whether it's emotional, practical, financial, information support. We get so used to being everything to everybody. If you're a parent, if you're the boss at work, or you're the go-to person at work, everybody comes to you when there's a problem. If you're in healthcare, if, for example, you're a nurse or a physician, a social worker, or in any other important role in healthcare, you are used to being the one giving support and giving care. If you're the daughter or son of somebody taking care of a parent, this has been your role. It's part of your identity. And all of a sudden, people are talking to you about accepting support. We had a very poignant comment come in a while back from somebody who's so used to being the support person. She happens to be a nurse, and she said, it is not right for me to accept support, meaning it didn't feel good to her. And we just want to acknowledge that that can be really, really challenging. It is important, though. This is a remarkable thing you're going through in your life. Your body, your spirit, your emotions, your finances, your time, and your energy are all finite. And breast cancer and its treatment is taking a lot of that away from you. We hope it's not taking the essence of who you are away from you, but it sure does take a lot of time and attention and energy, and you need to be places when you have other things you'd rather be doing and other things you need to do. So social support, let's define what that can look like, can be anything as much as somebody being willing to listen to you, or going with you to an appointment and taking notes, or somebody you can just run things by and ask, did that seem right to you? Or I just need to process the day, where that person is really just listening to you. They don't have to give advice or try to cheer you up, which is nearly impossible to do if you're not in the right frame of mind. They're just listening. Social support can also be going with you to medical appointments. It can be really helpful to have somebody drive you and stay with you, especially if you're starting your first treatment of chemotherapy, of radiation therapy, or targeted therapy, or you're going for a post-operative visit or a consultation. You're getting so much information. It can help to have a second set of ears and eyes, somebody who can take notes for you, who can, during a pause, say, did you want to ask about, and prompt you. They can be a second voice on your behalf with a very large medical team. Let's face it, it's a lot of people you're seeing. So that's a very high form of social support. There are other things that people can do that count as social support, being with you when you're doing other things. So just keeping you company, basically, or reading with you, or reading to you if you don't feel like reading, or going to a movie with you. Just being with you so you're not alone and helping get your mind off things if that's what you want. The second kind of support is practical support. This is the thing that people mean when they say, let me know what I can do to help. And most of the time people really do mean that, but they don't know how to ask that question. And they also don't want to pry. So they don't want to say, I'll come over and do your laundry. That might be the last thing you want them to do. they don't really know what you need, and you may not know what you need. But this is a great thing to ask people in support groups. What kinds of things might I need? You can ask the social worker at your practice or the nurses, what kinds of things do people need help with when they're going through this? I haven't started yet. I don't know what to expect. So they can tell you the kinds of support you might need. But practical support can be everything from bringing a meal over for your family if you don't feel like cooking, and that's going to happen sometimes, even if you're not getting chemotherapy. It's just draining to go through all of this, and certainly around surgery. Giving yourself a couple weeks not to be doing your normal activities can be really helpful in your recovery. Practical support can be folding laundry. If you don't want them doing your laundry, let them fold it. They don't have to put it away. They can pick up groceries for you. They can pick up your kids for you from school or drop them off in the morning. They can come and help take care of your pet. They can go for a walk with you. That's both practical, because we talk a lot on this channel about movement, and it's also emotional. You don't even need to talk. So there are lots of things. And if you are getting ideas while you're watching this, jot them down. And when people say, and you really trust that they're sincere, what can I do to help? You can say, I've got a short list. You don't have to tell them it's a long list. I've got a short list. Can I run a couple things by you? It can be so hard to ask. So I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about two things. One is accepting support, which is really why we're making this video. And the other one is titrating support up and down, asking for more and asking for less. Let's actually start with that. If you find you're needing more support than you're getting, I want to tell you it's normal. When you're first diagnosed, everything's a flurry. Everybody's checking in on you. You have to turn your phone on. It's just too much. You might put a sign on your door saying, please don't ring the bell, I'm resting. You may want less. And then after a couple of weeks, people move on to the next crisis, or they don't know when it's okay to not leave you alone. So that's really important to know, that the support you're getting, maybe right now as you watch this video, is a lot of support. Maybe a friend sent you this video, and then you just stop hearing from people, in part because they don't know what to do, and in part because they also have busy lives. So this is a place where you're going to now want to ask for more support. Bring that support towards you. Keep that running list of things. Find out from a friend, would it be okay if I called you just to run things by you, or if I need somebody to talk to? And you might want to pick a couple friends that you can talk to if one isn't available, or the other one's, maybe they're not giving you quite the response that you want. The practical support, drawing that in, you may actually have to have somebody advocate for you. You may have your partner ask other people, or you may have one friend who's kind of a linchpin friend who can help set up a meal train. These are the kinds of things that people like to do. They really like to help. It's been shown, the science of happiness has shown that we actually get more out of doing nice things for other people than having nice things done for us. So let's talk now about what it's like to accept support. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video that it's really hard for a lot of us who are caretakers, who are on top of our game, who are sort of the ones with all the plates spinning and the balls in the air. That's part of how we see ourselves. And accepting help can be really hard. Maybe we were brought up in our first families or in our cultures where we thought accepting help was a sign of weakness, that asking for help, that accepting help meant we weren't strong. I would like to invite you to turn that on its head. I would like to invite you to think of asking for help as a strength. Think about somebody you know who's asked for help from you. I'll give you a minute. If not of you, of somebody else, think of somebody who's asking for help. What does that say about them? What kind of words come to mind for you? My guess is it's not weak or soggy or gloomy. My guess is it's somebody who might be wise or insightful or able to take care of themselves, or maybe even a role model. Maybe they're role modeling something for their kids or their community or for your friends circle. So if we think of asking for help as a weakness, we're missing out on two opportunities. We're missing out on an opportunity to form connections that are bonded through difficult times by giving and receiving aid. And we're also missing out on letting other people have those grace notes of happiness when they do for others something lovely, something small. Doing something nice for another person lifts both people. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or lecturing. All I want to do is encourage you to think differently about what it is to ask for help, whether it's practical support or emotional support, whether you have to reach out and bring it in, or you have to say, thanks, I don't need any help right now, or I'm good. You've been so helpful over the last couple weeks. I think, my family and I are good. That's the titrating down. I've covered a lot in this video. Please drop a comment or question below. If you've been helped by somebody else, let the Yerbba community know. What did it mean to you? And did you have to overcome the barriers in yourself to accepting help from others? How did you do that? Share that with us. While I can't offer specific medical advice, I can answer questions generally for all sorts of people just like you. And as always, click like. That'll help you find more videos like this. And if you subscribe, you'll get to see more of our content. Thanks as always for watching.